It took them a while, but we finally have the last piece of DLC for Season 1 of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. They're wrapping up the Daima DLC with 6 new characters, which is definitely a number below many people's expectations. They started the season with a strong 11 superhero characters, then went down to 8 with Daima Part 1, so going all the way down again to 6 feels a bit underwhelming for a game that constantly broke people's expectations before release. So naturally, there are a few characters you won't see on this roster that perhaps you would like to, like Super Saiyan 3 Goku. It feels like Goku Mini just skips the transformation, and of course the Tamagami Guardians, none of which have made it to the game. But perhaps this pack got cut short on characters because they are finally giving us a new stage with this update. The first Demon World is available for free whether you get the DLC or not. A year after release, Sparking finally gave us a new stage, and I kinda hate it. So much of this stage can be broken at the edges that it's just very awkward to fight on. So yes, I'm happy we got a new stage, but I'm probably never picking it. This update also comes with some good balance changes, especially for single battle, giving you an attack buff if you transform, which gives you an incentive to use transformations, and it also removes the healing that some transformations used to do, which is in line with their change in the last patch of making everyone's health the same in this mode. Also, the Daima characters can finally speak English. They retroactively patched this, so even if you don't buy this DLC but you bought the previous one, the previous pack also speaks English now. But let's take a look at the characters you get if you buy this final Daima pack, as well as what their DP costs are. First up, you get Goku Mini Super Saiyan 4 at 7 DP, which was surprising to me since Super Saiyan 4s are usually 8 DP. You could argue that he's weaker because he's mini, but that logic doesn't really apply to Vegeta Super Saiyan 3, so it's curious at the very least. You also get the adult version of Super Saiyan 4 at 8 DP and the adult version of Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta at 7 DP, as you would expect. Now, both of these are standalone characters. They do not transform from any previous forms. We'll talk about them more in a bit. And then you get Majin Duu at 7 DP, so around Super Saiyan 3 level, and the same goes for the Third Eye Gomah in his base form, which he then powers up to 8 DP as Giant Gomah. You can actually transform into Goku Mini Super Saiyan 4 if you pick a previous version of Goku Mini, and the transformation is incredible. Once he transforms though, he cannot go back down in forms. The transformation is permanent. He's got really good rush combo options with flying kicks up first and some options on where to put heavy finishes. For skills, they gave him what they usually give characters they want to be busted, which is Wild Sense and Instant Sparking. For blasts, he is pretty standard with a Kamehameha Charge Beam and a Cinematic Rush move. Finally, his ultimate is also a rush move that triggers this whole cutscene.
Time to settle this.
I think the transformation looks great, and so does the ultimate. Gameplay-wise though, they played it pretty safe with this Goku. They made him kind of a standard character, so there's not a whole lot to talk about here. They also wrote a decent number of unique intros for him, like with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
Super Saiyan 4, you say? But miniature.
Whoa, Vegeta! Since when could you go Super Saiyan 4?
I like that one a lot. Or whenever he plays against another Goku, he also says this.
This guy looks just like me.
And they did the usual interaction they do when different timelines meet.
I hope it's okay for me to go all out against Grandpa.
Wait a sec. Have we met before? I don't think so, but it still feels like I know you from somewhere.
Moving on to Adult Super Saiyan 4, this one is unfortunately a standalone character. You can't just pick someone and transform into this, you gotta pick him from the menu. I heard a really good argument that maybe you could give End of Z Goku an outfit that enables the Super Saiyan 4 transformation, just like you did with Goku Daima, but I guess Toei didn't want those timelines to cross like that, so this is what we're left with. That said, this character has very good rush options, kind of the best rush options you could possibly ask for, I think. For skills, he's got an explosive wave that buffs your attack power, and an instant sparking mode as well. A bit more expensive of a defensive option compared to Goku Mini, but still very good. For blast, the first one is a projectile that triggers a cutscene. Nice pose at the end there, and he also has a cinematic rush move. Finally, his ultimate is a beam that triggers a cutscene with Transcendent Kamehameha. absolute peak animation on the ultimate move there, love to see it, and it has a little bonus shot when it's done to giants. Gameplay-wise, I really like this character from top to bottom. I do personally prefer having a cheaper option in terms of skills, something like Wild Sense or After Image, but that's a very minor knock against a character that just has everything that I like to have in a character in Sparking Zero. He also has a few unique intros, particularly against other Super Saiyan 4s.
Man, I'm up against another Super Saiyan 4? Guess I'll have to give this one everything I've got.
He's also got a unique intro against Omega Shenron.
I don't know what it is about you, but something deep down is telling me I gotta stop you no matter what.
But my favorite has to be the one with Glorio.
Time to fight, Gordito.
It's Glorio.
Short and simple, perfect. Next up is Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, or Ultra Vegeta 1, depending on who you ask, who is also a standalone character. And yes, I think you could also just give End of Z Vegeta an outfit that enables this transformation, but oh well. I'm not a big fan of his rush follow-ups. Heavy finishes is cool, but no flying kicks or blaster wave, kinda rough in my opinion. They gave him the same skills as adult Goku Daima, so explosive wave and instant spark, but don't worry, they didn't copy his blasts. I wish they copied his blast 1 at least, because it's a Key Blast Flurry. Of course it is. Absolute trash. And trust me, I would be a lot tougher on this character if they didn't cook so hard with his Blast 2.
No, you don't!
It's a 4-bar teleporting rush move, and that animation is just peak. Possibly the best looking blast move in the entire game. That has ultimate level of animation, and it works on giants too. It's just incredible. And then for the ultimate, he's got a final flash that looks like this.
Face the power of Ultra Vegeta 1! Final Flash!
It's a good one, but come on, even his ultimate doesn't look as good as his Blast 2. Gameplay-wise, I think it's all about that ability. With the rush options he has and Blast 1 being a Key Blast Flurry, I don't see myself using this character a lot to be honest, but Blast 2 can definitely carry you hard. And he has probably the best unique interaction with Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
I figured you'd hit Super Saiyan 3 sooner or later. But if I'm being honest, I kinda thought it would be a whole lot quicker than this.
That's kinda crazy. How you gonna reply to that?
I'd apologize for the delay, but as you'll see, the best ass kickings are worth waiting for.
Best comeback ever. This is what Sparking Zero is all about, man. Let's go for the final 3 characters, starting with Majin Duu. I know many of you wanted to see Super Saiyan 3 Majin Duu. Don't worry, he's not a transformation, but he's still in the game. I'm not the biggest fan of his rush options. Again, missing a lot of favorites. Of course, flying kicks usually are not given to these heavy type characters, but you can always cook with rolling hammer and heavy finishes. For skills, he's got some funny stuff. First up is an unblockable that has crazy long range. Unblockable moves usually don't reach this far, and for a second skill, he heals almost a full health bar with snack time. For blast, he's got a straightforward projectile and an unblockable dash charge. Make sure to dodge out of the way, you cannot block that, but it also costs 4 bars. And then the ultimate is also a rush activation, and it goes into this whole cutscene. Really long animation with a lot going on, but so true to the character. It's funny from start to finish. I've looked for some unique interactions between him and the Boos, but I couldn't find anything though. He does have something with Majin Duu, however.
Oh my! A contest of strength between brothers? I've been waiting my whole life for this!
See who's stronger, okay?
And on to the final character, Gomah. He has pretty good rush options. Still missing flying kicks, but again, he's a heavy type character, so they rarely have them. The rest, though, is really solid. And also, he has an untakeable throw, which is always a big plus. For skills, he has an unblockable that is super slow, like it feels slower than usual. And he also has a barrier, so 2 very cheap options, but the unblockable doesn't feel viable at all. For blast, he's got a standard quick beam, and he's got a 2-bar sweeping laser.
Away with you!
Now, I love my cheap options, but this one only tracks the opponent's position on the start of the cinematic, so if they're moving, it's gonna miss. Finally, the ultimate is this huge projectile that plays this cutscene on hit.
Any last words before you go?
Gomah's not really my playstyle, but he definitely is able to get some Ws with those rush options and the untechable grab. Even if you don't want to use the 2-bar special because it misses a lot, you always have the other option even if it's a bit more standard. But I think his biggest strength might be his ability to transform into a giant, but more on that soon. Most of the Daima cast actually has unique interactions with him. Here's a couple of examples.
Now that I'm finally back to normal, you're going down.
Try what you will. It's a futile endeavor. Know your place.
You're no king of mine, Gomah.
But try out some other characters. There are loads of these with the Daima casts. But he also has something unique with Dabura.
Well, what do we have here? Now, what business would a former king have in a place like this?
Gomah is actually the only character in this DLC pack that can transform, so this is what it looks like when he goes giant.
Let's get serious.
Now, this might be the most powerful giant this game has seen. Once Gomah transforms, he cannot go back anymore, but I don't know if you even want to go back. This character's so powerful. His skills are a bit expensive. Both of them cost 4 skill points, but one of them is a heal, and the other one is instant spark. That's a crazy set of skills to have, and his blasts are what makes this character. The first one is 2 projectiles, and if any of them hit you, it triggers this cutscene.
Enjoy the sights on your own time.
And the second blast does cost 4 bars, but it's a wide explosion that once again triggers a cutscene on hit.
I wonder what will happen next. I'm gonna hit you with all I've got.
To top it all off, his ultimate is an unblockable projectile.
You've done well to make me use my crossbow. I don't have time for this. Die already!
This character is a must-have if you are a fan of giants. I'm a hater of giants, so I hate all of this, no matter how powerful. He also has a unique variation of that dialogue with Dabura.
I must say, I never expected to lay eyes on. What business would a former king have here?
And he even has a victory line if he beats him.
The only one suitable for the title of king is me, King Gomah.
And that's the final Season 1 DLC pack. This is probably the weakest pack of the 3. Not only is the number of characters lower, the fact that no one except Gomah can transform makes it feel like they made the bare minimum number of characters that they needed to meet their promise. But there are definitely some cool highlights here, where they undeniably cooked. The mini Goku transformation into Super Saiyan 4, the adult Goku Ultimate, or the Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 Blast 2. There's passion in this DLC for sure, but as an overall package, I think it's the weakest this season's had. As to what comes next, I think we'll know more at Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour in January. Sparking Zero is not the fastest game when it comes to getting updates. These have been very slow, so I'm very curious about what's next. Personally, I don't think more characters is the answer. If the fan reaction to the latest trailer is any indicator, people were actually more excited to see a new stage than they were for any of these characters. This game already has a crazy big roster. I doubt more characters is what brings players back or even retains existing ones. I don't have the answer for what Sparking Zero needs right now, and it's really hard to gauge what the community wants because their requests are all over the place. I don't envy the job the developers have here, but it does make things more interesting as to what they're gonna do next. If you want to find out together, make sure to stay tuned by hitting that subscribe button, and for more anime games, check out this video right here. Thanks for watching. Bye.